What's going on, everyone? So, now that the NBA draft lottery is finished and all the teams are basically locked in to where their draft position is, now you're starting to see all of the mock drafts. And multiple mock drafts actually have the Lakers landing Duke center, Kyle Filipowski, who he had an excellent season. He is looked at as a top prospect. At 17, I think is a bit of a stretch, if I'm being honest. Although you never know, right? Guys' stock rises and falls constantly. He would be an excellent player if he was to come in. I mean, he was a top 5 recruit, if I'm not mistaken. He was a 5-star recruit and was looked at as one of, if not the best prospects in this draft coming in to the 2022 class. Now, guys, true 7-footer, versatility, stretch the floor a little bit, make plays out of the post, right? He's a guy that could make a lot of sense. Look, I'm a big Duke guy. I've talked about it before. I grew up being a huge fan of Duke, dating back to, the Christian Laettner days, to J.J. Redick, Jason Williams, all the 3 games that Kyrie Irving played, right? Like, you go on and on. This is a team that I've followed heavily, and Kyle, I think, would be a solid acquisition. Where will he be amongst the great centers and various centers in this draft even? Time will tell, right? He has a lot of the right tools, good IQ, good playmaking ability, good just low post presence, his ability to play, hit shots, as well as defend at the rim. He's a guy that you could see maybe having some long-term fit with the Lakers. Here's the thing, though. More likely than not, the Lakers are going to trade that 17th pick for a Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, maybe it's some other piece, right? See, basically every potential star, all-star, whomever, right? Like Brandon Ingram is supposedly available this offseason, and you're hearing all the reports of him being tied to the Lakers, right? Because it's the Lakers. Teams and agents and all that stuff are always going to use the Lakers as leverage, but also the Lakers are in the market for various upgraded pieces, and if they can land a star, they're going to land a star. So more likely than not, the Lakers are going to trade the 17th pick. That's kind of what is expected. I mean, there's even reports that it's expected. Now, the Lakers are going to do their due diligence. The Lakers are absolutely going to, work guys out and just see, because if nothing's there, you're not going to force it, right? If they're not able to get something of value with the 17th pick, then you're not going to force it. Also, there is always the possibility still that the Pelicans, because originally it was reported that the Pelicans were going to pass on this year's pick and move it to next year. Now there's talks that the Pelicans might not do that. They might actually keep this year's pick. So there's still a lot of dominoes that have to fall and be in place before we end up drafting or having somebody locked in as a potential pick. But the Lakers do need a center, right? That's definitely a consensus. Now, I don't think that they need a center in the sense of why most people want the Lakers to get a center because of Jokic, right? But we've even seen in this Minnesota thing, you're talking about Minnesota has 2 bigs, 2 7-footers. They also have probably the one guy that is most well-equipped to slow down Jokic, and it's done nothing, right? Minnesota has had no success in slowing down and stopping Jokic, right? And you're never going to. One of the big things that I've talked about repeatedly is that Jokic isn't the Lakers' problem. It's everybody else, right? Jokic is the least of the concerns for the Lakers. Now, obviously, he's their best player. He's an incredible talent. But Jokic, we didn't have a problem with Jokic just dominating us and it became this big issue. No, we had a problem with Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. I mean, LeBron himself said, it was Michael Porter Jr., right? And then Jamal Murray still showing up big in the 4th and KCP hitting big shots, right? It was everybody else but Jokic. However, the Lakers do still need a center, right? You do need a quality backup. Jackson Hayes, I like Jackson Hayes. I hope that they keep him and stick him around for the long haul. But the reality with Jackson Hayes is he's more equipped, at least currently, as your 3rd big man, right? Even when we went and signed Jackson Hayes, I was like, hey, this is great signing, great development big. But I thought we'd go get somebody else. And then even Christian Wood is sticking around. He's opting into his contract, and he's a guy that can play the 5 and play the 4, but still we could use a more big body, more traditional center that you could play, back up Anthony Davis, play alongside Anthony Davis. If Anthony Davis misses a game, can step right into the fold and dominate on, hopefully, ideally, both sides of the basketball. Somebody like a Valanciunas is somebody that I really hope the Lakers are targeting and maybe could potentially land. He's a guy that I think could come in and really have an impact at the center position. I think he's a target that may actually be willing to take the taxpayer mid-level, right? Because he can come, 1, to the Lakers, 2, be one of the better teams in the league and maybe even contend for an NBA championship, depending on how the Lakers kind of structure and fill out the rest of the roster. He's a guy that I think would be ideal, can make plays, can spread the floor a little bit, play inside in the interior. It's somebody that I think can really just make some noise for the Lakers, right? He's a guy that I think could come in and actually be a solid acquisition. But also the Lakers have other development bigs, right? Like, is Kyle somebody that's coming in and having that much more of an impact than a guy like a Colin Castleton? Or, he's younger, he's 20, right? So there is more upside growth and potential. But, like, if we're going to go, like, the young route, keep developing Jackson Hayes or, bring in, like I said, a Colin Castleton, let him grow, let him get developed. Go get that veteran center. We're not some young team that's in the process of rebuilding and retooling or anything, right? We're trying to go win championships, right? So, yes, like, if the Lakers end up drafting somebody like that, I'm not going to be against it, but I would rather, to me, it's like, go get the veteran guy, like a Valanciunas, and then use a Colin Castleton or use or go get an undrafted guy or go get somebody that you're high on that you can spend the next few years growing and developing. So, say you sign Valanciunas to a 3-year deal or something, right? Like, now you got 3 years to develop another big man to hopefully step up when Valanciunas leaves. So, to me, it's like, I'd rather see them go get Valanciunas, take one of these big men that they already have, and let's develop them. Can Jackson Hayes kind of become a legit two-way guy? I think he has a ton of potential. He just lacks the discipline, right? So to me, look, the Lakers have a ton that they need to do and a ton that they need to figure out, right? They have to, obviously work through getting a head coach, work through the draft, figure out trades, regroup this roster, free agency, which this free agency class isn't great. Also, on top of free agency not being great, like, the Lakers don't have a ton of salary to go and sign the higher tier guys. It's just, it's a very limited situation that the Lakers are in. And it sucks, right? But you got to figure it out. You got to navigate that. And I just think, like, could you get lucky, right? Like, let's say you do draft somebody like Kyle. I know a lot of people want a Zach Edey, but there's a lot of questions with Zach Edey. And he's a guy that's projected to go anywhere from late first to mid second. And even some people have him going undrafted, right? Because, again, there's a lot of questions about him. We'll touch on him more specifically in a separate video, like an independent video. But, right, like, even if they do get a guy that come in and have an impact, how much more of an impact is he going to have than, like I said, a Valanciunas who is experienced, who has been a veteran in this league, who is known to he's a guy that can go drop anywhere from 20 to 30 on any given night. You can run your offense through, right? Guy that's more trusted. I'd rather go the more trusted route personally than taking a guy that may or may not be something, right? Because, that's, especially when you're picking 17th and whatnot, like, you're talking about a crapshoot. You're really rolling the dice there. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you like the idea of going and getting a Kyle? Do you think no? Right? Go get a Zach Edey. Go get somebody else. Do you think he even falls to 17? Which, again, I think might be a little bit of a stretch. Do you think no? Trade the pick. Go get more veteran guys. Go do what you want to do, right? But anyway, again, how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.